candidates for Springfield mayor have mounted the podium. They are candidate Bobby Brady, candidate Debbie Wakefield, candidate Mayor John Ciccone, and candidate Lisa Hayden. How much did that cost you?
Don't worry, it'll cost me plenty, Carol.
The way we'll proceed is the way we proceeded in the past. Each candidate will be given 2 minutes for an opening statement. The bell will ring, the microphone will go off, and Miss Marlene will grab your ear if you persist. Beyond that, each person will be addressed 2 questions, and they will have 2 minutes to answer each question. Candidate Bobby Brady is candidate number 1, and he has 2 minutes to make an opening statement beginning now.
Thank you. I graduated from Mikeville High School in 1966, the last class to graduate from there. My wife graduated from Washington County High School, the newly consolidated, 1967. We married in 1969, made our home here in Springfield, lived here for 14 years before we moved on out into the county. We lived in the county until 11 years ago. We moved back into Springfield and have been in Springfield ever since. We have 2 daughters. Christy Lawson married Tim Lawson. They have 2 children, Emma and Brady. They're both in Washington County High School and Middle School. And then our second daughter is Amy Beth Noel, Paul Clifton Noel's wife. They have 2 twin daughters, Caitlin and Catherine Noel. They're 5th graders at St. D. I had the distinct privilege of serving this county as county judge executive for a period of 13 years, from 1985 through 1998. A privilege that I and my family will always be very, very grateful for. While I was there, needless to say, I learned an awful lot about county government, a lot about city government. When you represent the county and when you represent the city, it certainly can be a challenge, especially trying to make things work together. I had the very distinct pleasure of working with Mayor Ciccone. He and I had a beautiful relationship. It was strained at times, but like marriage, you give and take, and we did make things work. Very grateful to him and my time there. Got much more I'd like to say. Maybe I can get it in the following questions. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate Brady. The opening statement for candidate Debbie Wakefield.
Good afternoon. For those who don't know me, my name is Debbie Wakefield, and I am running for mayor. I'm a lifelong resident of Springfield, Kentucky. I'm the daughter of Billy and Mary Wakefield and the sister of Jeff Wakefield. A graduate, a 1988 graduate of Washington County High School. I did attend St. Catherine College, but I am a graduate of Campbellsville College and Campbellsville University. I did receive my master's degree in business administration from Campbellsville University. I've been in management for 16 years with the Farm Service Agency. I'm currently a supervisor with them now. And I feel that with my managerial skills that I have, that I can effectively lead this city and continue the growth and and help them to prosper. What I do want to tell you is, and I've heard some of the city council candidates say that the same, I am not a politician, and I don't intend to be, and I don't plan to be, but what I am a caring person. I care about you, I care about your families, and I care about this community, and I want to help see this city to continue to grow. And I want to make sure that we start working as a team, that we pull our resources together, we sit around the round table, start discussing ideas, and start moving forward as one. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate Wakefield. Now for candidate number 3, the current mayor, John Ciccone.
I'm John Ciccone, and I've been mayor for 21 years. I went to St. Dominic's School, and I went to Springfield High School. I went to St. Catherine's College, and then I went to Memphis, Tennessee at Southern College of Optometry and graduated in 1955. I've never been impeached, I have never been indicted, and I've never been arrested. Thank you.
Well, candidate, you seem to be well qualified there. Thank you, Mr. Ciccone. Now for candidate 4, opening remarks, Miss Lisa Hayden.
Thank you, Chamber, for organizing this forum. I appreciate the interest of our Chamber and the audience in our upcoming elections. I have been active in Springfield my entire adult life. After graduating from St. Catherine Academy, St. Catherine College, and Western Kentucky University, I married Mike Hayden, my husband of 33 years. We raised our 3 children here, Blair, Kate, and Ben, because we loved Springfield. As mayor, you can be sure that I will work hard to get Springfield what it needs so people can love Springfield for generations to come. I've served in numerous capacities on countless committees and boards. I've always felt a calling to give back something to my community so everyone can have a higher quality of life. After I retired from social work with the Cabinet for Families and Children and the Communicare Mental Health Agency, I ran for City Council to serve the citizens of Springfield. Now, at the end of my 2nd term, it's necessary to advance that goal of moving Springfield forward by serving you as mayor. I'm committed. I have the energy, vision, and leadership qualities needed to do the job. And perhaps equally as important, I have a broad range of contacts and relationships throughout local and state government that will be of benefit in accomplishing our goals. With the input and involvement of our citizens, and with the cooperation of all working together, there is no limit to what we can achieve. I would appreciate your vote on November 4th. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate Hayden. Now for our questions. The first question is for candidate Hayden, and the question is, there seems to be a disconnect between City, County, Chamber of Commerce, SWEDA, and Springfield Tourism. How would you promote a more unified approach of working more cohesively?
Well, while on the City Council, I have worked with the Action Committee that I helped establish to get all of those entities working together. The Chamber, SWEDA, Tourism, the city and the county have been in meetings to address the needs that we all want to see accomplished. We talked about starting this town hall meeting, and some of the people with these with the county and the SWEDA, et cetera, are familiar with this. And I think it's a good plan. I attended meetings with the Kentucky League of Cities where several cities have done this, and they started out with this town hall meeting. They got all of our citizens involved. We established goals, and we all decided together what it was we wanted to accomplish. And we got the involvement of our citizens, and that is the main thing. We want everyone working together, cooperating together to establish those goals that we all set together.
Thank you, candidate Hayden. Now for the first question for Mayor Ciccone. How will you work with Springfield Tourism in order to utilize those funds to benefit the city?
The funds that the city gets from the Tourism Committee must be used to enhance any program that they want to have. And we also want them to Soap's getting in my eyes here. We want tourism to work with us and we with them to advance programs that will bring people into Springfield. And this is one of the programs that tourism helps with, and the city does too. And just one of the things. And also they help with the African American and the 4th of July celebration on the 3rd of July. And we work in cohesion with them. But remember, the money that the city gets goes strictly with whatever event tourism wants to bring up. We don't use that in the general fund, and we don't pay any salaries other than the people that work with a program that tourism brings to our attention.
Thank you, Mayor Ciccone. Now for the next question, or the first question to candidate Debbie Wakefield. The question is, what specific ideas do you have to create more recreational activities for both tourists and local citizens?
Well, I don't know that I can say that I myself have specific, because I want to listen to the citizens themselves. I want to hear what you all have to say, because I myself can't come up with all of the ideas. But what I would do is continue to support our local theater, continue to support the great park in Alala Park that we have out there, to try to provide more programs out there. If there's other events that we can have, such as maybe a concert, a musical concert, or have arts and crafts events for tourists, for people to come in and to see, have our local vendors to display their work for people to come in and see what Springfield has to offer. Also possibly maybe having a family movie night downtown if there's a place that we can display the movie screens. But I've really been thinking about that question, and I myself want to hear what the public has to say.
Thank you, candidate Wakefield. Now, the next first question for candidate Bobby Brady. The question is, recreation for children and adolescents is very limited in our city. What plan do you have to help improve the opportunities for young people?
I started door-to-door probably 4 weeks ago, and my very first night I knocked on a door, and a little 12-year-old boy answered the door. Told him who I was, what I was doing, appreciate the vote. He looked at me and he said, "What are you going to do for me?" Good question for a 12-year-old. I almost made my campaign based on the basis that we need a swimming pool for this town. But in talking with many of the city leaders and so forth, issues such as insurance, liability, and so on, I don't want to make a promise and be caught in a lie, so therefore I'm not running on the basis that I'm going to build a pool, but I promise that 12-year-old and everybody else it's something that we definitely will look at, we definitely will try and do our best. Louisville this year obtained a grant for their children. They built 3 small water parks. Might be something that maybe Springfield would consider. Gets away from the liability and the big insurance cost and so forth. Might be one of the answers. The other things that to do, I really don't know, but I certainly am open to the idea of working with our city council, possibly the judge and the fiscal court, and trying to answer this problem, because yes, the young people in this town most definitely need something in these hot summertime. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate Brady, but don't put the microphone down. You're also going to get your second question next. Question is, Springfield has one of the lowest property tax rates in Kentucky. Is this something to be proud of, or should we continue to raise rates to be comparable to other cities?
No, no, no. No new taxes. We're not Bardstown. We're not Lebanon. We're not Danville. We do not have to have the money to operate this town that those bigger cities do. You can understand why they have higher tax rates, why they need the money, but this is Springfield. We're entirely different. Under the good management of Mayor Ciccone and the current city council, they closed this year with a surplus of $720,000. I don't think that we need any more taxation. Now, I will say if an issue comes up, I'm not beyond doing it, but it has to be something of an emergency manner, something that would virtually benefit the city in the long run. But to increase taxes year after year after year to stay equivalent to our fellow cities, no, I am totally opposed.
Thank you, Candidate Brady. The next question is Candidate Debbie Wakefield, and the question is, annexation is continually discussed. How should the city address this topic, and what are areas of concern?
Excuse me. When it comes to annexation, I think that annexation needs to be advantageous to both the citizens that it involves and also the city. There are some advantages to annexation, and such could be increased fire and police protection, sewer, our current sewer and water and utilities, a decrease in your fire premiums on your homeowner's insurance if you're annexed. Another pros to annexation for some could be zoning. That also could be a con for some people of the zoning that we have. Annexation would also, in some cases, if you're looking at a con, we would have to increase of taxes, because people that are not annexed at this time are only paying county taxes. So if the city decided to annex a particular property, then city taxes would also be what they would need to pay. I do feel that as mayor and working with the city council, that we would need to look at each situation on a case-by-case basis, and we need to make sure that the decision that's made, again, is both advantageous to both the citizens that are involved and the city as well.
Thank you, Candidate Wakefield. The next question is for candidate number 3, Mayor Ciccone. What would be your number one priority and focus for the city?
Continued growth with supervision. Also, I would definitely want more things for the young people to do if we can afford it. And you know, speaking of the city tax, the mayor doesn't have a say in that. The council votes on that. The mayor does not have a vote in that. So if somebody wants to be annexed, that's fine. To go out and to try to annex someone that doesn't want to be, which has been our failure in the past years, is not a good idea. And Springfield is half the size of Lebanon, and it's 1/4 of the size of Bardstown. So what those cities do, we are not in a position to do that monetarily or otherwise. But we want some growth and to maintain the young people that are going to college and jobs for them to come back to Springfield and live. I mean, so many young people now that graduate, we don't see them. They leave town now. But there are some ample jobs here, and we hope there will be more jobs coming. And in both factories, Toyotomi and Anahuac, have made great strides in growing and with good paying jobs. Thank you.
Thank you, Candidate Ciccone. And the second question for Ms. Lisa Hayden. A hot topic that has been frequently discussed is the need for a city swimming pool. What are your thoughts on this being beneficial and financially sound for the community?
Well, that's one of the things that, since I got on the city council, that people have talked to me about. Everybody wants a pool. I want a pool too. And my children grew up with the pool here on Armory Hill, and that was one of the best family recreational activities we could have. In addition to that, we had the swimming team, and that was certainly a real asset to our community. I believe that it's within our realm, it's within our financial ability to get a pool. I have talked with other community leaders, and I think that if we all work together with, say, if we get our county, our school system, St. Catherine College, if we all work together, we might want to put in a pool for the benefit of everybody. Financially, there are all kinds of opportunities to raise monies. The county, we might need to enlist their help. You realize that a lot of the kids that utilize the services in Springfield live in the county, and perhaps our judge and fiscal court would be interested in assisting in a project like that. I think it's a matter of us all working together. I know that even our citizens might be willing to start a campaign to raise monies, through our churches. I just think there's all kinds of avenues to be able to get that accomplished, and I think we will.
Thank you, Candidate Hayden. And thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes the candidate forum presentation for today.